What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we are back here at Parks Detailing in Charlotte, North Carolina. We got the M4 GTS here. It is getting a full makeover and it is much needed. I know that on camera this car looks pretty much flawless, but I can assure you it is not. It needs a lot of work. So we got Nick over here from Parks Detailing, and he's gonna tell you guys a little bit about the products that we're gonna be using and everything that we're gonna be doing to this car. Also talk a little bit about the current condition.
Hey guys, it's Nick here with Parks Detailing, and today we're gonna be discussing the work that we're gonna be doing on Jonathan's 2016 BMW M4 GTS. Some of you guys may have seen the last video we did on Jonathan's 340i. That video was directed more towards the do-it-yourself crowd. We went over a lot of products that you can buy in our online store. On this project, we're gonna be using strictly professional-only products. We're gonna be applying S-Tech paint protection film to the front of the car. We're also gonna be replacing these factory rock guards that have yellowed pretty badly. We're gonna be putting S-Tech Dyno Flex windshield film on the windshield to prevent rock chips and scratches in the glass. And we're also going to be performing a full paint correction and putting a professional S-Tech ceramic coating on the paintwork. You might be able to see in the video, the car has pretty bad swirl marks in the paint. I believe, how many miles does the car have?
29.
29,000 miles, which for a GTS, my understanding is on the higher end, even though that's not, relatively speaking, very high miles. You can tell the car has been driven. It looks like it has probably been through some automatic car washes in its life, possibly been detailed at some point, not correctly, obviously, from the condition of the paint. There is some overspray. I don't want to scratch the paint, but if you feel with your hand, or we can show you inside once we get it prepped, you can actually hear it when we clay the car. You'll be able to hear the overspray coming off. We noticed a little bit here on the trim, a little bit of white overspray, which Jonathan informed me that the car has been to the body shop for a very minor repair. So I'm guessing that is probably white overspray from that repair. So we're gonna be resolving all those issues, getting the paint as pristine and perfect as possible, and then applying a plethora of S-Tech professional products to the car to protect it. So for Jonathan's GTS, we're gonna be using the following professional products from S-Tech. The only product that is consumer grade that we'll be putting on his car, we also put on his F30. This is NV Nova Glass. You can get this through Parks Car Care. Anyone can buy it. And we do have a video on our own channel on how to apply this. As far as all the prep that's going down for Jonathan's car right now, they're working on it outside. He has put together a playlist of all the videos he's done with us. We have one on prepping the F30, along with all the professional services we did to that car, as well as how to maintenance wash your vehicle. So for any information on how to wash your car at home using professional products, check out those videos. For the GTS, we're gonna be using the following products. S-Tech has a paint protection film, Dyno Shield. We've been using this product now for about 5 years. We've had great success with it. As far as the anti-yellowing goes, we've had really good results over time. It just holds up great. It's very easy to care for. Bird bombs, bug guts, all those things, super easy to clean out the film, and they tend to not etch the film as long as you care for it. The product we're gonna be putting on the windshield, this is a newer product from S-Tech. This is Dyno Flex, and it serves the same purpose as the paint protection film. So it's gonna keep rock chips and scratches off your windshield. This is a pretty revolutionary product. A lot of the other windshield films on the market, all of them to my knowledge, have to be shrunk, sort of like window tint. So very hard to apply. DynoFlex is applied like PPF. In a professional setting, if applied correctly, it's virtually invisible. We were fortunate enough to be one of the shops that originally tested this product when it was getting ready to be released to market. So I had it on my daily for about a year and a half before it was released. And we have noticed certain windshields, depending on the manufacturer and make, I mean, you can tell there's film on the glass, so it's not 100% invisible. That being said, we've had really good success with BMW glass. It's totally worth having. With how easily a lot of this new glass pits, like even if you don't get a full-blown crack in the windshield, you sort of get that like sandblasted effect where when you're driving in the sun, it looks like you have a million little pinholes in the glass. It's going to prevent that. It comes with a 1-year manufacturer warranty. That being said, when I tested it on my daily, which unfortunately does not get the care that it should get as a detailer, you know, it wasn't maintained meticulously. I washed it every few weeks at most sometimes. And at the 1-year point, the film was doing fine. So, you know, I think they warranty it for that amount of time, primarily due to wiper blades. So a lot of people are going to run their wiper blades pretty vigorously on a daily. They might not be great about washing the car, and that is going to scratch the film over time. But when I pulled mine off at the 1.5-year mark, it was not any more yellow. You can see, I mean, it's not, you know, compared to the Dyno Shield, obviously these both have the backing on them, but it's very clear. So when I pulled it off a 1.5 years in, it had a little bit of wear to it. I mean, you could tell I'd been on a car for 1.5 years, but it wasn't like some of the competing windshield films that I've seen that even 6 months later, they are browning, peeling, delaminating. This product will not do that. We're gonna be putting this on the full front end of the vehicle. We're gonna be doing a custom install as always, so as many edges wrapped as possible for maximum coverage and invisible aesthetic. And the windshield film will actually do the same thing. We're able to tuck it along the sides on the BMW, and we will shave it along the top of the glass, so you can't really see or feel the edge of the film. The last thing that we're gonna be putting on his car after performing a full paint correction is S-Tech Formula Quartz. This is their professional only ceramic coating. This is for shops that install S-Tech paint protection film products. It carries a 5-year warranty, and it's a great ceramic coating. It's gonna help keep the paint easier to clean, make the car easier to wash, and protect against things like water spots, bug etching. They are gonna be releasing a consumer coating. We're on the 3rd test version of it right now. So in the future, for you guys at home, they will be making something that you can apply yourself. So with our custom installations for the PPF, sometimes we do a complete bulk installation, meaning we just take a solid sheet of film, sort of like this, but obviously much larger to fit the panel. We will lay it on the panel, squeegee it out, and then we hand cut everything. Other times we will use the plotter cutter to extend edges, blow out certain parts, delete things like parking sensors so that we can get that custom effect while still using the plotter cutter. It's primarily done for efficiency purposes. You could hand cut everything. I've done that plenty of times. That being said, with how great these softwares have become, we're able to take things like, I know, for example, your fenders, we're gonna just delete the M4 badge, we're gonna blow out the whole thing, and then essentially go in and hand cut at the end. It's less wasteful for film, it saves time, and the end result is very clean. It's also really great for things like headlights where there really is no advantage to hand cutting. Again, I've done it before, you can certainly do it. It's gonna take you about 4 times as long, and the end result is gonna be the same. You're gonna have edges on a headlight no matter what. If you're doing like a designer light protection film, which S-Tech has, like a tinted or a yellow, you might wanna hand cut for certain headlights because sometimes the pattern might not fit right up to the leading edge, but that's kind of the exception to the rule because you're changing the color of the headlight. So you want that like perfect edge to edge coverage. As where with clear, for your headlights, we've done numerous amounts of F80s, F82s, N2s, and the headlights fit really, really well. So for clear, we're gonna plot those, and the quarter panel pieces, you wouldn't really wanna hand cut those. The plotter's actually gonna be able to do it more precise. So it's partial coverage on your quarters. It's not wrapping the entire quarter. So when we do that, replacing the factory film, you actually want it plotter cut so that each side is perfectly symmetrical. So Joe's gonna come over here in a little bit. We're gonna start cutting the film and show you guys exactly how we do that. All right, so we have started the process on Jonathan's car. We've gotten the car chemically decontaminated outside. Car's been washed, fully prepped. Now we're in the middle of it. You can see we've removed the wing here. We've started some of the PPF. We've got a few other guys here in the shop with us, so you'll be seeing them work on the car. We've got Jordan Wells with Gloss Garage Detail in Georgia. We've got Lewis Fair with Aesthetic Detail Studio in Chicago, and Joaquin with Space Coast Auto Spa in Melbourne, Florida. We're doing an NV training event this week with these guys, doing some business networking and also teaching them a little bit about PPF. So most of these guys are early in their PPF career and they're trying to advance their skills. And Jonathan's car has been a great learning model for them, for Joe and I to teach them a few things about custom PPF installation. So these guys have years of experience when it comes to paint correction. So we've got a pretty special team here together for finishing this project for Jonathan here. So Jordan, I believe, is about to fix the DA sanding scratches on the hood, and Lewis is going to fix the swirl marks that are on the trunk underneath the wing that we've removed. So I think, Jonathan, you already got footage of the damage. So he's going to be using, I think, are you going to use Precision or?
I'm going to dive in with the ShineMate 15 millimeter cordless polisher and Precision from NV Automotive USA. This paint is pretty hard, so I'm going to happily dial in, glue, Lake Country, foam, HDO pad, 3 dots of this, dial in. I feel like with the proper technique, I can get this trunk to 90+% corrected and looking real good for him.
Awesome. And we're doing this in a little bit unusual order. Typically we do all the paint correction first, but a lot of these panels, like this roof, for example, earlier, they put it on, and actually Lewis and Jordan put this on and it looks phenomenal, probably 90+%, I would say, but they're trying to get more experience. So we're going to take this off and redo it again. So that's kind of why you guys see film hanging out here while there's paint correction going on. That's typically not our MO. Normally we would do all the correction first, rewash the car in here, and then put the PPF on.
Couple of parts came in the mail. We're gonna add those on. We got the reflectors from I&D. I'm gonna do those right now. And then we've got a diffuser from Souvenir. Gonna install this, it's a 3-piece. And then we also got the new tires. So ended up going Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s, 275/35, 305/35. These will be much better, much bigger sidewall than the current tires.
I think I might have just met the first white guy whose dick's bigger than mine, because I would have not yanked on that motherfucker like that.
Oh my God, bro.
guys, we are back here at Parks Detailing, picking up the car today after the week that they've had with it. This thing looks unbelievable. I think the transformation on this car, Nick and I were just talking, I think the transformation on this M4 is even greater than it was on the 340, and the 340 was in pretty bad condition. This car was definitely tracked before, so you can imagine the amount of abuse that this thing took. It looks 10 times better. So we're gonna get Nick back over here and talk a little bit about what they did and how they went about fixing this car and getting it into the condition that it's in now.
All right, guys, so the M4 GTS for Jonathan is complete. As Jonathan said, this car was quite a bit more work than the 340i. He pretty much nailed it. You know, the car had obviously been tracked. It had had a repaint on the rear bumper, which Jordan with Gloss Garage Detail, he did some phenomenal wet sanding work on the ridge luggage strip area. It was just a ton of dirt nibs and dust in the paint. So he hit that with some 1500 and 3000 before compounding and polishing it, so that when we put the luggage strip on for Jonathan, the PPF was nice and smooth. We had to take off the wing so that we could do paint correction underneath the wing. When we reassembled the trunk, we actually wrapped the wing for Jonathan so that he does not get any rock chip and pecking on this expensive wing. The OLED taillights, we wrapped those in PPF. Joaquin with Space Coast Auto Spa compounded and polished those before wrapping them. They were quite swirled up. Yeah, the whole entire car got a two-step. We wrapped the front end. We replaced the yellowing rocker OEM guards with some S-Tech Dyno Shield. We wrapped the windshield with S-Tech Dyno Flex. The install came out great. He's got one or two minor chips. You can obviously see through the film, but now he will not have to worry about getting more chips in the glass in his car. Some feedback that I've gotten from some people is that, well, you know, insurance will replace the windshield, and that's true in a lot of states. But on a car like this, I wouldn't necessarily want someone, you know, replacing the glass. I've been going through that on my E30 M3 actually, and you know, to find someone who's going to do a OEM quality job, not botch up the install. If you have PPF, like we wrapped his entire carbon roof, for example, obviously we tuck all the edges. So not something that you really want to have to do if you can avoid it with film. So, you know, they can damage the PPF around the edges, and we've seen some not so great windshield replacements. So now he won't have to worry about that. He can simply just come back to us if this one gets banged up and pull it off and put a new one on. And as always, we did the PPF install as custom as possible. So all the edges are wrapped, corners are capped, and everything is tucked where possible. Especially on a white car, that's super important because you will get dirt collection. For example, like around these kidney grills, in the hood vent area. If those areas were not to be wrapped, he would get dirt collecting in all these spots over time, and it would just not look so great. So last thing that we did was we coated the entire vehicle, including the paint protection film, with S-Tech's Formula Quartz ceramic coating. That's a 5-year warranted coating, and it has performed great for us in terms of self-cleaning. Makes the car much easier to maintain. Jonathan is not going to have to worry about re-waxing the car, putting sealants on it all the time. He will simply just be able to wash it, decontaminate it periodically, and put a simple spray detailer topper on there. It's a product called S-Tech Finish. It's very easy to use, so he's going to be able to enjoy this car, not worry about rock chips, and ultimately be able to spend time doing what he likes most, which is driving it and enjoying it. Jonathan will be putting a link to our YouTube channel in the description. He'll also be putting a link to our website for our services in his description. If you are located in the Charlotte area or even in the region, we do pull customers from all over the Carolinas and even states further away. We have an enclosed transportation system. We move cars like this all the time for our customers. Feel free to reach out to us and we'd be happy to discuss that with you.
All right, brother. All right, man, take it easy. Sheesh. Dude, this thing looks so good. Just threw the lip and splitter on. We forgot to mention, but they also PPF'd the front carbon fiber lip, the GTS lip, and then I actually did gloss black on the splitter, just a wrap. You really don't realize like what a clean car is until you have a proper detail done, like full paint correction, an S-Tech PPF. This thing is just, it's so good, man. It's so good. And these tires made a big difference. Falcons were cool, but it was like riding on bricks. These are much, much nicer. Cup 2s all around. There's some little additions that I did while it was at the shop that I didn't really show you guys a whole lot of. I did the carbon fiber side skirt extensions, did the M Performance ones. I'll have all this stuff linked down below. And then I actually also did the carbon fiber seat backs. Ended up doing the full carbon fiber seat backs on them. All that stuff was from Souvenir, they supplied it. And then I also did the 3-piece rear diffuser, which I really dig on this car, man. I think it sets it off perfectly with the wing. Just a lot more aggressive, just like a really crazy looking diffuser. I think it looks sick. And then we did the I&D black risers, which also look really, really good. So this whole thing just turned out phenomenal, man. I'm so happy with the job they did at Parks Detailing. Big shout out to those guys. All right, so it is time to get back into videos with the M4 GTS. Got a lot of stuff planned, a lot of stuff on deck. But a huge shout out to Parks Detailing. I'm gonna have all their information down below. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.